This is Harry Paden. I am the host of Paden's Pulpit. This is Season 2, Episode 47. Season 2, Episode 47. Today's subject, tell your own story. Tell your own story. There is much talk about that guy down in Florida who's the governor taking away stuff out the schools and, changing, because nowadays that information is readily available. Lord have mercy, they don't want to get into the school because they have mistaught us for years and generations. They taught us things like they made it up that Africa was small and tiny. They never told us it was a continent that could, encompass the United States and most of Europe inside of its continent. The riches there, that we weren't savages, that we had kings. I write about that in my last book. I highlight 10 of the magnificent African kings and 10 equally magnificent African queens. That's in my last book. Again, I don't try to promote my book. My book's available on Amazon. But we get mad at him for trying to take away our story. And I get mad at us for saying, why you gotta worry about him telling our story? We tell our story best. Yeah, I know we won't see it on TV, BET, and places like that. They don't give you Black History. They don't. It's not going to sell because you guys don't watch it. If you guys watch BET when they put on Black History, they put it on. But no, you want to watch who's drop kicking who and who's sleeping with who. So that's what BET puts on. It's about money, y'all. But that still doesn't stop us from telling our story. Here's what I mean. My pastor, the Reverend Cornelius Wesley Martin, has for the longest tried to get his congregation and others who will listen to tell your story. Just put it down, write it, put it into a tape recorder, do something to tell your story. Because our story goes unheard. They're not going to tell our story, but we don't tell our own story. And that's a crime. Now, I love my mother and father, but during their lifetime, I never knew when they were married. I never knew when they came up here from the South. I never knew things that I needed to know. And unfortunately, that meant that their story will never get told because no one else here knows it. Tell your story. Tell when you got married. If you didn't get married, tell why. If you had bad relationships, tell why. Put it in writing. Don't be ashamed of that nonsense. We all have our ups and downs. My story, I'm doing my autobiography, is a broken one. When I went back, I said, oh, yeah, I did go through that. Oh, yeah, I did. But look at me now. Oh. So my story right now is more than halfway finished because I write. I'm a book writer, so mine will be my autobiography. We'll tell from what I remember from my beginning days in Harlem to moving to Newark, Scudder Home Projects, going out to that elitist college that I love, but I was not advanced enough to be out there. It didn't teach me what I needed to know. And I didn't care about it. I just went and played football. No one was prodding me to say, look, you gotta work harder, son. Then my life and my marriage and my children and all that stuff. Oh, I had some ups and downs, my involvement with my church, but I put it all down so that generations untold will know who Harry Paden was. Tell your story, people. You may not be Harry Paden because I write well, and I'm very narcissistic, so I'll tell you I write well. I know I write well. That's God's gift to me. So how dare me not say it? I write well. I speak well. Thank you, God. But write your story. You don't have to write it like mine. Just put it down. Start putting things in writing so your kids will know from whence they come. Even the bad parts. Only you ain't that saintly and that holy. You ain't always been that way. Stop lying. Kids know better. Tell your story, people. I have started that process. Kinship report for Harry Paden. I have this big book, Paden, Ancestry. I shared it with my siblings. This has a ton of stuff. Really, I can't do much about that. I've had people contact me and say I'm your long lost cousin, and I kind of get, I can't do much about that because I got 10 brothers and sisters, 10 siblings. I don't want no more people, but that's just me. Hopefully my grands and great-grands and great-great-great-great-grands will explore that and connect the dots from whence we came. We know how we, those who look like me, came over. Write your story, people. Write your own story. Get mad if they don't do it. If you won't do it yourself. To God be the glory.